Well, once again the blue tits have chosen to nest in a hollowed out birch log nest box this year, but they're very late, about 3 weeks later than usual, and the pair have been prospecting the box since January. Finally she began laying eggs, and at first there were 4 of them, and that would be a reasonable number of chicks to raise, but she doesn't stop there. She usually leaves the eggs partly covered up while she's away, but she's constantly tidying up and titivating the nest, adding more feathers, moving one bit of something to another place and then moving it back again, and ruffling deep into the nest to make sure it forms a nice cup. At night she sleeps in the box, and you might think that this would incubate the eggs and cause them to start development, but she doesn't use a brood patch. That's a bare featherless patch of skin on her belly which really warms the eggs up. And birds don't really sleep in the way that we're used to. It's more like they're on permanent standby, and then every 4 or 5 minutes she comes out of standby, wakes up, has a little scratch and a preen, moves some feathers about, and then tucks her head back under her wing and goes back into standby mode. Well, she kept going until there were 7 creamy white eggs, each with tiny little red speckles at the end. She's still titivating the nest at this stage, still messing about with it. But before you know it, there are an incredible 9 eggs in the nest. Now there's no way all of these are going to make it to adulthood, but they've evolved with that strategy. Some failure is an expected part of the process. At last she began to incubate, hardly leaving the nest at all for 2 weeks, sometimes just popping out for a minute or two, and sometimes the male brings her food. Well, they're just about ready to hatch now, so come back in a couple of days and we'll see how they're all getting on.